Well, it's time for stripping the garden, and you all know what that means. It's time for fried green tomatoes. So this bushel here is just under 2 pecks, okay? There are 4 pecks in a bushel. This summer, we got off these 8 plants, we got about 10 of these. I don't know how many green ones, and there are a few riperish ones that we got off, that we'll get off of them today, but we'll look after I get done. In the meantime, I'm gonna strip these plants out of here, pull all them maters off of them, and then after that's done, we'll pull these posts out and store them. Won't be able to, in all likelihood, finish up the garden prep today because in the past 4 days we've got 4.5 inches of rain. So it's just a little wet for working in it with the tractor, but I don't know what the percentage is, but I'd guess probably in the 45 to 50% range of this soil is organic, so it just goes all the way down. Before I start though, I see something over here that not for sure if it's edible or not, but sure does look interesting. Right here in this blueberry patch over there have these mushrooms here. And it's not really a jelly, but it certainly is smooth. Has separated gills. They're separated right here. Don't know whether it's edible or not, but they sure are pretty. I think they grow all over that compost pile down there. That's probably where they came from. So I'll just go ahead and throw them in the compost and let them grow up too. But I've got to strip these out of here, so I'm going to put you on time lapse and let you watch me just get rid of these mater plants. As I remove these plants, I'm looking them over, checking to see if they had any diseases in them that I might want to be aware of, or what the root quality was. Did they have a nice full root? Do they have any nematode damage in the roots? And the soil condition. Did it really break down all of the organics in it? Stuff like that. I'm looking at that as I'm pulling them out, in addition to removing the tomatoes. Looks like I might have some nematodes here growing on the roots, but not bad. Well, I got this all laid out here. How about I'll put this basket right here where it came out of the ground, right through here. Where it can't. Let's just see how tall this plant got. Hold on, I'm going to try to hold you and measure at the same time. So I'm out here at the end of it, going back up through there, and it's just right at 12.5, yeah, 13 feet if you count the tallest leaf right here. See that right there? That's the tallest leaf, and that's right at the 13-foot mark. I'm gonna call it a 12.5 footer. You'll notice that it's got a lot of crooks in it, and it'll straighten out. I think it'd be fair to go ahead and call that a 13-footer. I don't know if there's a prize for growing the tallest tomato, but that's a pretty tall one. Well, I better get back to work and quit playing around. What is down here? All right, that will eat. Yeah, look at that. These here are better boys. The first 4 that I took out up there were pink girls. My wife prefers the pink tomatoes. I prefer a good red tomato with lots of meat and not too much pulp in it. So these are 2 varieties I've settled on. Tried a lot of others. There's one that I had as a kid that I've tried growing several times. I really like it. It's called Oxheart. And I guess it's an heirloom, but I'm pretty sure it was a hybrid, an heirloom hybrid, but they're hard to find. I ordered some seeds several years ago and grew me up some, and I found out that just like when I was a kid, they can't stand the drought around here. The plants just all but die up in the summertime. But those tomatoes that come off of them, for those of you who have a little milder weather, that's a variety you might think about, is Oxheart. I understand fully why it is that they don't sell them around here, but I just wanted to try them, and like I said, they are delicious. The larger ones, they're a large tomato, and they're shaped kind of like, let's see, I've got someone in here that made me think of them. They're shaped kind of like this, okay? You got a little point down here at the bottom, and they grow kind of in the shape of a heart like this. But boy, they're good. But that ain't what these are. I don't have any to show you. Let me see if I can get this out of here. I think I see something down there I wasn't expecting. Yep, that's what it is. This is a yellow crookneck squash. We got another one over here. And both these are well past prime eating. Might make some Thanksgiving decorations or something with them, but they're past good to eat. But I wasn't expecting to find them, because that plant died out a couple weeks ago when it got down about 40 degrees. Huh. It's always a surprise when you're cleaning out the garden. This is a massive plant here. I ain't gonna measure it, but I can tell you that it's plenty big. Well, let's see what we got. We ended up with 2 of them that are ripe enough to eat, and the rest of them are all pretty green. About the right size for fried green maters. But anyway, I'll get these inside. And I don't compost these tomato plants. Tomatoes are one of the worst plants there are about carrying diseases with them, and a lot of those disease, like verticulum, fusarium, tobacco, not really nematodes, because the nematodes can't make it once the tree, once the roots die out, but anyway, those diseases there, they'll carry right on through in your compost, unless you really get your compost hot. And I haven't turned it over a while, but my suspicion is it ain't hot enough to kill them. So what I'll do is, I've got a place down here that I've been filling in, and I just put them down in there and let them rot down under limbs and things like that, because I don't really think they're going to hurt much out there in the woods. So I'm going to go dump these, and then I think I'll maybe pick up some compost, level this off a little bit, get it ready to, I'll level it off, get it ready to till, and maybe I can, if it's dry enough, I can grab some of that compost and sprinkle it over the top so it'll be ready to till in. And that's about as far as I can go. I really would like to get it tilled in and go ahead and put a cover crop on it, but like I said, too much rain, it's too wet. So appreciate you sticking with me. And if I get any of that done, I'll let you have a look at it. But I suspicion that it's getting late enough that I probably won't. But always have tomorrow, right? Yeah. Always have tomorrow. is now 2-year-old compost. And I let the weeds grow up in it. It's a little better than leaf mold. Not quite full dirt. But I don't think these weeds have gone to seed yet. So I'm going to pull them out. And I'm going to put this in that garden. This is horse mint. Got it started when I had a guy bring in some creek gravel. I was putting the path in the woods about 20 years ago. It's run pretty rampant. Didn't have a speck of it. And in fact, my neighbors didn't have a speck of it either back then. But since then, we've managed to spread it around in the neighborhood pretty good. Don't know just exactly how it spreads. I do know that the one who lives down the hill from me, that in all likelihood his is carried by water coming off my place and going to his place. But the ones beside me, I don't know. They got it. Well, something must eat it. Don't know what it is though. Doesn't seem to be bothered by bugs. None of the critters seem to want to eat it. Cows won't eat it. The one thing about it, its roots are really, really good about breaking down organic matter. You got a lot of, they attract a lot of funguses to break down that leaf matter pretty good. So I put up with them. I'm sure they're good for something. Besides that, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'll get these leaves off here and we'll start toting some of this up there into that garden. So let's take a look and see what we've got here. Mixed it up a little bit. Okay, so got some leaf mold still in it, but most of it is almost composted down. There's a little leaf right there. Now we got broke up. So what I found is that if I put this in the soil while I'm gardening, it'll rob all the nitrogen. But if I take it this fall and I go up there and I bury it and I let the worms work on it, and I can go in there in the spring and throw a little bit of fertilizer on it, and this will be broken down and mixed with the dirt I got up there, and probably by May and June, when the plant roots get down there into the plants, it'll be 100% available, ready for eating. And plants will just chomp and chomp and chomp. So I'm going to go up there and mix, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches of this in there so that I can till it in here when it gets a little drier. Them roots ain't got to hurt anything. They can't grow. They'll rot down too. So I'm going to go put this on the garden. So that's about what I'm going to do to this today. I've got went kind of along the edge here and just marked it out a little bit along here. Okay, I'm going to take the pull any weeds out I got in there. Let this set for, hopefully, if we don't get any more rain in the next 4 or 5 days, I'll be able to get in here with the tiller, and then I can till this in, plant me a cover crop. We'll see. Some years it works, some years it don't. All I need is a few more days of without rain, and I can get them in, because this garden, it don't ever get soppy wet, but it is too wet to till right now. We'll see. Appreciate you sticking with me. Well, here we are, 2 weeks later. Already picked the leaves up once. Finally, the garden has dried out enough that I think I can get in here and till it. So what we've got is, let me step it off. So we got about 20 feet long, and let's call it 8 feet wide. That's as big as I'm going to have for annual garden varieties. That's all I had this year. So suppose I need to be using the right size tool for this job. So what I've got is a 52-inch tiller. Probably going to take me a couple passes to get it. Overkill, you say? Not possible. Not when you have equipment. Put you up here and you can just watch, and I'll turn that in. So that's what the soil looks like. It's got, you can see there's some leaf particles and a lot of organics in it. They haven't broken down yet, but they will. By spring they'll be ready. Let's do the seeding. One nice thing about sowing that annual rye, it's nice big seeds. You can tell where you missed. So that about does it. All I need to do is clean the dirt off the tiller, put up my tools, and that's about all I'm going to do on this project. It's been a good day. Maybe we'll check back later, see whether or not this grass made it. It should. I mean, it's almost the middle of November. Usually by now we've had the ground frozen. But if this global warming thing's right, we might have caught ourselves a break.